There's a lot of talk around, the federal government and programs, like you said, that are in jeopardy of potentially being cut. So the legislature, both on the House side and the Senate side, have put together, a comprehensive budget to make sure that all of our programs here in Massachusetts and the Commonwealth are well funded, that we have a sustainable rainy day fund, just in case we have some of the programs that are not fully funded. But as of right now, there's no indication that that will happen. And hopefully, even on my side, we've been in touch with the federal government and in this administration, just to let them know of our worries and to do anything that we can, not only for Massachusetts, but for the constituents of Ninth Norfolk District, to make sure that we continue, pushing ahead and making sure that, all of our constituents are well cared for into the future. They're very willing to work with us on many different levels. We've talked about water infrastructure, transportation, healthcare coverage, alleviating the tax burden on our seniors. All these topics, very newsworthy, as you can imagine, and the administration has been very receptive to listening to us, and I know they've reached out to other legislators in the last couple of months. So hopefully we'll continue to make progress on those discussions, and we'll have more of an idea of what the future holds for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts as far as the budget is concerned. The governor is doing a great job making efforts to, give some relief to, the residents of the Commonwealth. Obviously, having a cap on increasing cost. We are looking at some nuclear options for the future. We have to continue to have these discussions with our utility companies. The escalating costs are getting out of hand for sure. That's a majority of my constituent emails and phone calls are concerning energy cost. I'm sure we'll get a lot with it's died down here in the last couple of months, but I'm sure it's going to pick up with extreme heat in days in the summer. Again, past in the winter with high energy cost. There's something that we all need to be concerned about as the future of the Commonwealth, because it's not sustainable. All of us are feeling the effects of the high cost to grapple with our energy costs across the state. There was DPU did order utility costs and residential rates at least 5% from March through April as an immediate relief effort. But the governor is still looking at potential other relief efforts. Hopefully DPU will work with the legislature and our utility companies to make sure that there's relief overall for residents of the Commonwealth. So this is something that we've been pushing for quite extensively. As you may know, I also represent the town of Norfolk, which houses newcomers and migrants at the Bay State Correctional Facility as one of the respite centers. So the town of Norfolk has asked for answers as far as when their site was going to be allocated and transitioned elsewhere. We did just receive notification from the Governor's Office and Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities last week that particular shelter was going to be extended one more month because it was due to shut down at the end of June. So the end of July, it will be shutting down and transition to a site in Lowell, a consolidated site. On top of that, the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities did let me know that pretty much all 32 hotels that are currently in operation across the state will be shut down, and those individuals will be either transition to other respite centers or affordable housing that they're able to find, which, you know, either way you put it, is a good thing, but we do still need to take a look at the cost as far as it's concerned with giving vouchers to these individuals, because there are in certain cities, you know, the costs are very high. I think I saw a news report that in Chelsea, some of these vouchers can escalate as high as $6,000 a month. You know, between residents here in this district and elsewhere, I don't know many people that, you know, have a mortgage even close to $6,000 a month. So even though we're saving money, you know, with the hotels, with the respite centers, I'm not sure that it's really a cost-saving effort if we're transitioning people to actual, you know, dwellings in the Commonwealth that could be even more costly for the taxpayers of Massachusetts. So good news on the budget front, especially with the Fair Share Act and the millionaire's tax. So we are able to extensively fund Chapter 70 funding, which goes to all of our K through 12 schools. DESE's preliminary 26 Chapter 70 estimates lift aid by $420 million, so that's a 6.1% increase, up to $7.32 billion over prior fiscal year. So that's you know, great news on the front. You know, many of our superintendents, many of our administrative staff in schools were very concerned with the cost, the per pupil cost, which we were able to increase to $150 per pupil, which is going to significantly alleviate the cost that we are dealing with right now, with the cost for transportation, cost for extended services for many of our children in the school system. You know, I've been you know, very humbled to be able to be a part of the House Ways and Means Joint Committee, and during our listening tour across the Commonwealth, through many cities and towns, we consistently heard from many administrators across the board, you know, the budget constraints that they were dealing with their towns and with their schools. So this will hopefully be a huge alleviation on many of the parts of you know, our K through 12 education system. Other sources, we've just increased the per pupil cost. As far as formula is concerned, we certainly heard that loud and clear. I think you know, my colleagues on both sides of the aisle definitely heard that, but it's going to take a huge undertaking, unfortunately, through the legislature on the House and the Senate side. But we are well, you know, tasked to handle this in this session and the upcoming session, and I think some true reform will come from it over the next couple years to make sure that we are keeping up with the times as far as the cost of our education here in the Commonwealth. Here in this 194th session, we're working on many different policy issues. Again, mental health has been a major concern. Again, going back to the respite center in Norfolk, and with those individuals transitioning over to the site in Lowell, we've invested a lot of time and energy and dollars into that facility. So I'm working right now to have a study done with the stakeholders in Norfolk, even Walpole, to make sure that we have a seat at the table and can work with the executive office and DCAM to make sure that that site does not sit idle after everyone is gone, and make sure that that site is utilized as a useful facility for whether it's mental health support, to support our veterans, whatever it may be, that it's a useful site for the Commonwealth and for the, you know, people of Norfolk and surrounding towns. Another major point that we are working on is still advocating for Norwood Hospital to be built. It's a major hole in our healthcare sector right now, as far as all of our towns having to take patients to Attleboro and Milford. The time that our ambulatory services are out of our towns is very concerning. We have escalating costs there. Just the time and safety concerns, not having our men and women at the from our fire services and ambulatory care not within our towns because of the extra time it takes them to get to the other emergency centers is something that we are all very aware of, and we are working hard and diligently to make sure that that hospital gets up and running as quickly as we possibly can get it. Hope everyone enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend, got to spend some time with their families and honor our fallen heroes, and very much looking forward to the summer and what that brings, and being on the program again with hopefully some positive updates. You can always reach me by my email at marcus.vaughn@mahouse.gov. So that's marcus.vaughn@mahouse.gov. You can also reach me via social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and my handle is the same throughout those three, is just Rep Vaughn, at Rep Vaughn, and I'll answer any questions that you may have.